Welcome back, everyone. This is Murder Pro of Murder Pro Gaming, and today we're going to go through the last of the side missions before we continue on with our main mission on the Fallout
Avery.
4 DLC Far Harbor.
I hope the harbor's being good to you. At this point, I'd settle if folks were just plain civil.
What's the history of this place?
We're going to
Well,
talk to
this
Captain
whole dock
Avery
used to
here.
belong to the
We
mill.
had an option to help her.
What's there to do
We're going
in
to go
town?
ahead and get
Brooks
that done.
sells general goods.
She
Getty writes
basically
him back
lost
to the
a guy
shop
out
and
in the
he can
woods
patch you
who
up
was
if
supposed
needed.
to set up the
Besides
fog
that, the last
condensers
plank's a
or
popular
repair them.
stop for booze and
So we got to either
whatever.
find him
And
or
lastly,
find his corpse and get those
you need a gun,
fog
see
condenser
Alan
parts off of
Lee.
him.
You know of anyone? Could use some
We don't
help?
have any
It's never
persuasion
easy to ask
checks
anyone
to
on
get
this
through
island.
on this one, so it's just a
All
straight
right.
I'll head
conversation.
out there now.
Good.
You can go through
Our
all the
water
options
supply
if you
won't
want.
last much longer.
The next person we're going to talk to before we leave Far Harbor here is Mitch.
Did you really kill
He's
the queen?
another
The mariner said you did.
option person to help.
Debbie, of course
And
she
basically he has an
Okay, of
uncle that's
course.
living out in his own in the fog, and he wants us to go check on him and try to talk him into coming back if we can. He'll give you some supplies too. We do have a persuasion check to go through on this one, and it's a red one, so go ahead and put on your highest charisma outfit. We can get some greater rewards
If you
and
look
some more
into it, I can
experience
throw
points
some
out of
supplies
Mitch.
in to help in the fog.
Mitch?
You look like you need an ice cold vim.
And one more person to talk to before we leave town is Small Bertha over here.
Ma'am,
She's kind
I
of
have to
hiding in
talk
the
to you.
corner with all the
Got
other
14 and a
dregs.
half caps.
She's going to give you 14 caps. Not much of a payoff, but she is a kid. She wants you to go
Bertha?
try to get their water supply going at another settlement. They want to go live on their own. Alright, we found Captain Avery's guy here. His corpse is being mauled by a few enemies here. Take them down, and then we can go ahead and loot his corpse and get those parts for the fog condensers. This legendary Mirelurk hunter, or Mirelurk hunter, is actually taking quite a bit of ammo to take down, so use something powerful. You don't want to get taken out by a nobody. I'm actually going to go ahead and use a crit on him. Get past it, get done with it. I actually got a decent gun off of him. Staggering combat rifle. Chance to stagger. Let's go ahead and check out
Looks
this
like Howard
guy's
didn't make
corpse.
it. I'll have to repair
There's
the
our
fog
parts
condensers
we need
myself.
for the fog condensers. Check your map, it'll show you the 3 locations. They're all right around here. Here's the first one, just right up the street. Just hit repair. The next one is up this hill. There is an enemy protecting it. Just a glowing ghoul though. Ada actually took him out before I could even get a shot on him. Hit repair. And then our last one is at the top of the hill here by these water purifiers. Not sure what we're doing with those yet. They don't have power to them, so I don't know if this is a location we're going to unlock later or if this is just some scenery. Couple soft-shell Mirelurkers. Just a side mission, so there's really nothing to it. Okay, now we're going to go get Mitch's uncle before we go back to Far Harbor, so we can kind of do everything in one run. There is a workbench here, but before we can use it, you got to go over here and talk to Mitch. That'll get our little mission started here and give us access to that workbench.
No way. You see those corpses?
He's not happy to see us at all. Tries to threaten us.
Unless you're ready for the long walk.
Shows us all the dead bodies he's killed.
Quick, do what you can with the workbench supplies. They'll be here soon.
Right, he's under attack, so he's going to offer you his workbench to set up some defenses. I just threw up 4 little sentry guns. I really didn't even need them. 1 legendary enemy and some trappers. They're gonna come in at both sides though, so just be aware of that. There are 2 entrances to his settlement here, and they will come in, both of them. 2 in the top, and then I think there's 4 or 5 at the bottom. They actually took out my sentry guns right away, so, you know, I wouldn't even build them if I were you. I would just save the supplies, because they didn't do any good. Okay, so now that they're all dead, we're just going to go back and talk to Mitch's uncle. We're going to have to pass another persuasion
Mitch
check.
was a good boy to send you.
We just want him to come back to Far Harbor
Mitch
with
sent
us.
me to bring you home safely. Please go to Far Harbor.
This is my home. And what? You want me to huddle like a beggar in Far Harbor? Hello? You
I think it's
there?
funny, he sounds exactly like Mitch. Like they
Just
made no effort
consider this a
whatsoever to
vacation.
make
You'll come back
difference
later when
between
it's
them.
safe.
You are so persistent. Fine. You happy? You've chased me from my home.
Okay, and before I went back to Far Harbor, I actually sat here and cleaned up the settlement, broke everything down, and put it in the workbench.
Those
Not
frog
gonna show you
condensers are
that,
back
though.
online.
But then go back
Good.
to
Our water
Captain
supply was starting
Avery
to get low.
and
Wasn't
tell
sure how
her
much longer we
about
could
the
hold
dead
out.
guy.
100 caps
Tell her you got the
should be
fog
enough.
condensers back online.
Captain,
And pass
nobody's
another
gonna wanna help
persuasion
you out
check,
unless you're
get more
prepared to
money
pay
out
a
of her.
fair wage.
Well, I can't argue with that. I suppose I could spare a little more. I can give you 250 caps.
Keeping everyone supplied with water is worth a lot more than that.
You drive a hard bargain, Mainlander. I'll give you 300 caps.
Howard Dunbar died trying to get this job done. His life was sure as hell
Use
worth
a
more than
well-placed
that, and
guilt
so
trip
was mine.
to
You're
get the
squeezing blood from
maximum
a stone,
caps.
stranger. I can give you 400, but
Shrewd
not
business.
a cap more. Now here's your pay. I've got to start making arrangements for Howard. So I'll say goodbye.
That wraps that up. And now we're going to go talk to Mitch.
Captain,
Make sure his uncle got there safely. Get our reward out of him.
My boy!
The bitchy uncle.
Did what? Chase me from my home? You should dump her in the harbor.
you're really not grateful? You get to see your boy again.
It is good to see
Another
family
small
again.
persuasion check. All that one gets you is
Here.
experience points.
I...
Mitch is at a loss for words.
Hush now. I owe you one.
Hey there.
In my day,
So that
everyone
wraps
does
up
the
helping
captain
those
dance.
2 guys out.
Maybe 2-3 times a year.
Now we're going to go
So
do
don't get
that
no
mission for Small Bertha. Stopped by my settlement, dropped my stuff off real quick. You remember in the last video I showed you how to unlock all your locations quickly. That is Rayburn Point that I just went to. Just helps me get to this settlement a lot faster. There's a few enemies on your way there. Okay, so now we're here. This is the new settlement that Small Bertha wanted you to find for her and her people. It's called Echo Lake Lumber. And you're gonna have to fight a bunch of ghouls. So once you open this door, just crouch, stay hidden, get the drop on them. As long as you have all the right perks unlocked, you can get 4.5 times the damage for sneak attacks. So mixing that with a critical will take these guys out very quickly. You notice all I ever use really are these Gauss rifles. They're very handy, they pack quite a punch. The ammo's a little expensive, but you can find a lot of it, and I trade all my extra armor and guns I don't need for more ammo. Okay, now head up to the second level here. Be cautious, even if you're hidden, there's a guy that kind of pops up here. He seems to know you're here regardless, so just be aware of that. Alright, head up to this third level and there'll be a door here to pick. This was the best way I found to go. Advanced lock shouldn't take you long. As soon as you get this door open, there's 2 enemies in here. Just wait for them to come into view and take them down from a distance rather than charging in there. They're actually stronger than they look. Okay, now head up to the final level, and back there you'll see a bloated glowing one. Keep your distance because his strikes are powerful. They have radiation. But if you catch him by surprise, you can one-shot kill him. Loot your chest back here. The Harvester, another worthless piece of crap gun. Or a melee, actually. A little chainsaw.
You got 'em. You got them shamblers. All dead.
There'll be a few more ghouls outside. I didn't show you fighting
The
them.
land's mine again.
You'll see them from the roof.
For
And
what
once
you done,
they're all dead, you'll see
you
Malcolm
can
here.
leave
Now
before I
he
need to
wants
go on
you
and
to
kill.
get the hell out of here,
You're gonna eat
and he'll offer you some caps to
Belly gets
leave.
so awful empty in the fog.
But then he wants you to lure
Their meat,
the
your
other
meat,
people back here so he can
all
eat
of
them.
us are.
You give me the caps, and I'll send them over.
Good meat.
So what I did
Smart.
was I went ahead and took
can
the
leave.
caps with the
Send everyone
intent
over.
to kill him once I have them. So I got my caps, and now we're gonna blow his cannibal head off. Blammo. So now that that business is settled, we're going to go back and talk to Small Bertha and let her know that that land is now available for her people.
We got nowhere else
She
to go.
wants you to go with her to talk to
cleared the
Captain
lumber mill for
Avery
you.
to get
gotta go see the
permission,
captain.
basically.
Here's your pay. People keep leaving the island. But now that there's land to call their own, they'll come back. My friends have already sent word.
But I
We're going to
fished
turn back the
myself
tide.
up, an
You'll
honest
see.
to godness sea bass, and I get nary a
The
pig.
Dalton family was
Never
great.
look a trapper in the eyes.
But our
Why are we even talking to the captain about this?
She's got things we need. We gotta get off the docks, Captain. If you give us some of those Acadian fog condensers, my friends are ready to homestead the lumber mill.
I can lend a hand too.
You would? Well, then their odds are sure to be better.
Once you've done that, now you can go back to that last settlement, the lumber yard, and clear it out. Break down all the stuff you find. Put it all
Avery,
on the workbench.
But take this.
It's now accessible.
And thank you.
Before you do that, you might want to talk to Captain Avery. She'll give you this rescue diver suit. It's worthless, but you might as well get it. It's free. You might actually find it useful if you don't already have the perk to breathe underwater, which I already did, so I don't need to wear this diver suit to do that. But if you don't have it yet, then it will come in handy for that. As you're walking around the lumberyard, you'll probably get the SHIPBREAKER mission. You're just going to tune your radio into the SHIPBREAKER signal, which is basically a radio signal of an enemy that you're going to have to track down and kill.
Nighttime?
It'll show you the distance that you are from that enemy at the top left of your screen here. And just keep following that until you get to around 95%, and then you'll be able to fight. And also keep in mind that since the radio signal is for an enemy rather than a location, that enemy is wandering around. So sometimes it gets confusing because you'll get up to say 70% and then it'll start dropping back down to 60%, just simply based on the fact that that enemy may be walking away from you or may have switched directions on you. I ran into a mess of anglers here on the way. Be cautious with these guys, they can get overwhelming if they gang up on you. Start taking them out from a distance, because once they have your location, they'll start launching fireballs at you, and eventually they'll start to charge you.
Here, it's gone now. We may have some trouble. You're going to regret this.
I like to take the little ones out quickly. That keeps their numbers low. And that way, if I do get charged, it's just by one enemy. And can throw everything I got into him. Okay, finally. It took a little longer than I would have liked to spend. Now we can get back to tracking our SHIPBREAKER. There she is. You might want to switch to Fat Man, or if you have it, the Big Boy. That's what I'm gonna do. She has a lot of health. I don't want to mess around with the Gauss rifle and have her end up charging me. So switch to this big boy. Keep in mind there will be 3 damage phases. Once you hit her initially, she's going to run away. But she's easy to track. It'll take you probably 30-40 seconds to relocate her. There we go, that did some damage. She's gonna run away from that. Track her down one last time. She just popped up. That's it. That concludes that part of it. And now we gotta track down old Longfellow.
Let's go, Longfellow.
But since I didn't do my main mission, we'll have to start that. But we've already done all the side missions up to this point, so now's a good time to do that anyway. So talk to him. If you haven't already, give him his whiskey and ask him to take you out to the next location. I think it's called Acadia. Acadia. He's gonna run around in the woods a little bit. He'll get lost in the fog, but once you hit this point, it should be a straight shot. There's always gonna be these 3 wolves here. And they actually respawn. I don't know if you remember, but we fought them earlier as well. 2 to 3 videos back.
Picking up something.
But just keep following him. There'll be several groups of enemies to fight along the way. Nothing too dangerous. I'm not going to bother to show you all the little battles, but then you'll come upon this bitch.
What have we here?
She is one of the children of Adam that the people at Far Harbor are so afraid of.
I am shielded by my faith.
They're pretty crazy. Alright, I'm going to stop this video here because the next part pretty much is the start of the main missions.
Head to the nucleus.
So guys, thanks for watching.
Adam's
Click that like
plans for you
button
will be
and please
revealed.
subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Like I always say, game on, gamers.